Hello, and welcome to Homer for Thursday, August 21st, 2025. Today we will be reading from lines 765 down to 779 in Book 11 of the Iliad. Today we have a beautiful, beautiful scene of a dinner. And as somebody who likes food myself, I hope you will also enjoy. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and let's get into it. Ah, friend, of a surety Menoetius thus laid charge upon thee on the day when he sent thee forth from Phthia to Agamemnon. And we twain were within, I and goodly Odysseus, and in the halls we heard all things, even as he gave thee charge. For we had come to the well-builded house of Peleus, gathering the host throughout the bounteous land of Achaean. There then we found in the house the warrior Menoetius, and thee, and with you Achilles. And the old man Peleus, driver of chariots, was burning the fat thighs of a bull to Zeus that hurleth the thunderbolt in the enclosure of the court, and he held in his hand a golden cup, pouring forth the flaming wine to accompany the burning offerings. Ye twain were busied about the flesh of the bull, and lo, we stood in the doorway. And Achilles, seized with wonder, sprang up, and took us by the hand, and led us in, and bade us be seated. And he set before us abundant entertainment, all that is the due of strangers. Awesome. Let's sing it. Uppe på nejmen såg jag benoiti och såg det betalen. Hei mati toi hotes achlies Agamemnon I Pempei. No ite tendo ne onta so goka I dios duosaus. Panta malen megaroise kuo menose patelei. Pelaus die komesta domuso naiet auontas. Lauon negeron teskatakai de pulo bateran. Enta de petherro amonoition euromenendon. Era separdaki leia geron di pelata pillows. Piuna merja kaja bos di terpa karaunoi. Alesen kortoja kede kruseion aleson. Spendo naito po voin na paito menoisia roisin. Svoimen amfibo vosepeton kranoi de peta. Stemenen in prothuroisi tapon de norresine kilaus. Esta che keroselon katedriasta ja nogei. Xenia tau parathekana texei noistemos estin. Wonderful. So, okay, let me get to the nitty-gritty of why I think this is such a great scene. And in general, why I really love these moments. Obviously, the intent on Nestor's part is to give a rhetorical flourish to the remembrance of what happened, right? But let's think about the order of operations here. So Helen gets stolen away, and not by her own will, of course. And she's off hanging out, and they're going about the Greek countryside, gathering up people in order to send them to Agamemnon, right? You promised, right? We all gang behind he who marries Helen. And so now my brother lost his wife, so please come to me, Agamemnon. I will lead us to Troy. And also, sort of together with that is the knowledge that they're going to be plundering and pillaging the whole way. I mean, that's like kind of how this worked. That's how Athenian piracy was. was kind of a natural and like normal thing, as Thucydides talks about in the beginning of the Peloponnesian War, as he details the mythical background of the Greek pan-Hellenic identity. So actually, this is kind of a nice invitation. It's not that this is boring, right? Oh, let's sacrifice things, right? It's a beautiful scene that we have of the family and the friends, making meat together and giving libations and just in general hanging out in the inside in the court, right? In quartoi, right? In quartoi, in the enclosed place, right, of the room. It's very cute, right? And in some ways, it's enormously descriptive because I don't know. You can't really find, like, sometimes in Dostoevsky, right, they like make tea, right? Sometimes in like Victorian novels, they like talk about the grocery shopping or whatever, right? But like, how many times do you really hear like what individual people were doing, right? There's so much vivid detail here, right? We're in the enclosure of the court, right? This is the meat that's being made. The old man has a golden cup in his hands, and he's making libations, right? It's just so endearing the way everything is sounded out. And of course, Peleus as the old hipelata, geronde pilata, right? The old horse driver, right? He has his golden cup, and he knows, right? Like, Peleus is a high achieving guy, right? He knows that like they're coming to get his sons, right? They're coming to get his boy and his other boy, his friend, or whatever, and like they're gonna go off and they're gonna rape and pillage somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's gonna happen here, right? They're gonna go sack some cities, and you wonder what the sense was. I mean, I guess Nestor's point in recalling this moment for Patroclus is perhaps to bring about what that memory must have been like as Achilleus anoruse, right? As he gets up startled, anoruse and Achilleus, right? In amazement, right? And that's exactly what Patroclus has done when Nestor visited them, or when the embassy visited them in Book 9 and the 10th. So we can reach back to that textual moment as well. And I guess I think it's very worthwhile and even meditative to a certain point to think about what that feeling must have been, to recall the scene, and what the feeling must have been when Nestor himself so long ago arrived at the doorstep to wrench the two friends out from Thiers. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you do that. I hope you read this, and I hope you think about it, and think about when you were called to action, and how it affected you. And with that, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and